According to California's nonpartisan analysts, state energy costs are almost double the national average. Democratic Representative Jim Costa says that Republican policies will cost his constituents. Stratolaunch uses the world's largest plane to test hypersonics in the Central Valley. Missile defense expert Masal Dahlgren says there are fewer than 4,000 engineers in America capable of doing hypersonics research. Shukla says we won't feel the full impact of tariffs right away. But if these new taxes remain in place, then prices will rise and spending will fall. And although there's no safe bet in today's market, that doesn't mean you should stop investing altogether. After President Trump's big bill allocated nearly $150 billion for immigration enforcement, public health experts warn that the threat of ICE raids could lead communities to not seek care. While there's broad support for hypersonics research in Congress and in the private sector, Smithsonian curator Bob Vanderlinden says that passenger planes won't be traveling at Mach 5 anytime soon. Representative McClintock called the Dignity Act an amnesty bill, and he says the Biden administration's immigration policy is still costing taxpayers money. Dennis Bushley enlisted as a Marine at the height of the Vietnam War, completing his tour of duty in 1968. On Saturday, the 75-year-old felt the call to serve again by protesting for the first time in his life.
January 6th, when I felt the traitors were storming the Capitol, and when I saw a Marine flag being used as a weapon, I physically got sick, because I'm a Marine.
Bushley called January 6th a turning point, but it's not the only reason he decided to protest. Bushley is part of a support group at the Syracuse Vet Center, and in 2007 he went back to Vietnam. It was a transformative experience.
This is what happens when you incite violence and you release insurrectionists.
I met Bushley after he asked to shake hands with Representative John Mannion. The New York congressman had just condemned the political assassination of one Minnesota state lawmaker and the attempted assassination of another. Mannion said the president is losing support in central New York.
I went to 5 Memorial Day parades, and not one person said, "Shut up, Mannion, go MAGA." 4 out of the 5 were in places where I lost. Wow. This is not supported. This administration does not have public support.
But does that loss of support extend to the military? While active duty soldiers cannot comment, Bushley can offer his insight into the minds of his fellow Marines deployed in Los Angeles.
I think they feel betrayed. They're spending all this money for a parade that's totally ridiculous. And that's what they do in China, North Korea, and Russia. It's not something we should be doing in this country.
According to disabledamericanveterans.org, over 2/3 of all Vietnam War veterans are no longer with us. Bushley still is, and he worries that many Americans today don't understand just how important democracy really is. California Republicans are supporting President Trump's policy to increase domestic energy production. Representative Vince Fong says it's a matter of national security.
We can't bring gasoline from other states because of our unique blends and the mandates that California has. And so what is California forced to do if we can't produce our own oil and gas? We have to import it from other countries that don't like us.
Critics say the policy allows utility companies to bypass state laws. Republican Representative David Valadeo says it's necessary.
That's one of our biggest problems that we deal with at the federal level, is a lot of the problems are created at the state level, and so sadly we have to get involved in a lot of these things.
Representative Fong says 60% of California's clean energy comes from his district. Now, the congressman wants to invest in storing it.
But we need to be investing in battery storage technology so that we can store that power so that it's available when the wind doesn't blow and the sun doesn't shine.
According to California's nonpartisan analysts, state energy costs are almost double the national average. Democratic Representative Jim Costa says that Republican policies will cost his constituents.
It's not good for the economy. It's not good for energy rates in which farmers, ranchers, and consumers have to pay in terms of their monthly bill. And I hear complaints all the time about the increased cost of energy, and that's not good.
Clean energy executive Lynn Abramson says the bill could cost the region more than $11 billion.
And that's more than 1,300 operational permanent jobs, more than 12,000 construction jobs.
According to energy experts, this law could raise Central Valley residents' electric bills by $20 to $30 a month. In Washington, D.C., I'm Jack Ziskin, KC24 Local News That Matters.
Good ignition, good ignition.
The 21st century arms race is reaching hypersonic speeds, moving at Mach 5 times the speed of sound.
When you look at what's going on around the world, China and Russia have developed their hypersonics missile technology at scale, and we are catching up.
Republican Representative Vince Fong is sponsoring a bipartisan bill, the Mach Act, to research hypersonics with his Democratic colleague, Representative George Whitesides. Before his election to Congress, Whitesides led Virgin Galactic and was previously a NASA chief of staff.
It's really important that we're doing the testing that we need to be able to defend against those attacks, and also potentially to be able to use hypersonic weapons going forward.
Experts say that the U.S. would only have minutes to respond to a hypersonic attack from an adversary. Stratolaunch executive Aaron Casabier says his company's technology will help the U.S. defend itself.
We never want to be in this position, right, where we feel like we're not the pioneers anymore. But what we commonly find in America is when there's a challenge, America rises to meet that need. And so I very much feel like we're in that place right now.
Stratolaunch uses the world's largest plane to test hypersonics in the Central Valley. Missile defense expert Masao Dahlgren says there are fewer than 4,000 engineers in America capable of doing hypersonics research.
How do you get more people into the field? How do you get more engineers in this country? How do you get all of that? That is a decadal challenge.
Representative Fong says U.S. hypersonic research can advance commercial flight and space exploration.
But imagine if we could actually have the ability to have other vehicles go that fast as well. So our ability to go to the moon, our ability to go to Mars, our ability to dominate space.
Stratolaunch says the breakthroughs from their research could make commercial travel safer, more reliable, and crucially 6 times faster than current airplanes. Reporting from Washington, I'm Jack Ziskin, CBS 47 Eyewitness News. The Concorde supersonic jet broke the sound barrier. Now American companies want to fly even faster.
Concorde was a very excellent stepping stone. There's a pretty big increase going from that Concorde speed, just a little bit faster than the speed of sound, to where we are headed, which is 5, 6, 7, 8 times the speed of sound.
Stratolaunch executive Aaron Casabier says hypersonic planes could make flying 6 times faster.
I think it's in the realm of the next decade.
While there's broad support for hypersonics research in Congress and in the private sector, Smithsonian curator Bob Vanderlinden says that passenger planes won't be traveling at Mach 5 anytime soon.
I'm not a big advocate for hypersonic passenger flight. We're a long way away from there because this didn't work. As beautiful as it is, it was a failure.
With a plane this fast, you could cross the Atlantic and arrive before you left. In Washington, I'm Jack Ziskin, KC24 Local News That Matters.